Welcome to this look at a new-ish mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Riverview Farm and this is my map tour of Riverview Farm. I realise the map's been out a few days now. It came out Friday and today's Tuesday. I was away over the bank holiday weekend and I thought when I came back I'm going to have a look at the map anyway, so while I'm having a look at the map I might as well do a map tour. So if anyone's been hanging on to watch my one, I know some people do, hopefully you're going to be happy with the result. This is by CavalierRoy, who also bought us Maypole Farm. It's 110.68 megabytes download. The map looks like this in its overview. There are no mods that I can find that have been put in by the map maker under build mode. There are contracts available. There is a biogas plant, which we'll get to later on. We'll talk about reset point because I haven't actually reset anything yet. I forgot to do it when I was looking around the map. But on New Farmer, we start with all of this up here, field 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. This whole area here, if I click back on that, you'll see that we've got a kind of the start farm. We have a sleep trigger with loads of barns, buildings, chickens. We've got 2 cow pasture pens. Now these are separate plots. That one there and this one here. That one there is 207,000 and that one there is 103. To get both those cow pastures, you need to have both of those plots of land purchased. Otherwise, you won't have access to them. If you don't want to use them, you can sell them, but you have to own the land first. There are 3 other farms which also have what I kind of refer to often as hidden slots. We'll get to those later on because there are animal pens and buildings on them which aren't showing on the map at the moment until you buy them. We'll talk about all that in a moment as well. Field prices are pretty good. You've got some small fields, 65, 75 grand. I think we got even cheaper than that, 71. Trying to think if we could find a cheap one. Not necessarily. They kind of gradually work their way up. I think the largest field, I'm pretty sure the largest field is that one for 665. So not too expensive. Now, there's a fair bit of forestry on the map, as you can see. And the map is littered with escarpments. You've got lots of different kind of tiers almost to the map, and some of them, it's one of those ones where it was difficult to do a simple route round to have a look at it, as you'll see. We start here at the machinery store. This is Farmer Dad's dealership. Have our buy point there if you're not going to do it through your main menu, and we've got a workshop trigger just here. I'm going to walk to the first of the points because they're all pretty close. Then we're going to jump to the farm. Now, as with Maypole Farm, again we'll see in a bit when we get up there, all of the hedges, if the hedges have got posts in them like that, once you're in the field with a chainsaw, if you cut those posts you can remove the hedges and then you just grind out the stumps for all intents and purposes. If they are non-cuttable, I think it says most of, if not all of the walls and non-cuttable hedges can be sold. So you can, all walls, fences and non-cuttable hedges from around the map and main roads can be sold, allowing you to open up the map and you can play the game in any which way you desire. So as we have a wander around here, looking down at the bottom left, we have a castle up on the hill, which we'll kind of get round to later on. I'm not necessarily going to go up to it. There are collectibles on the map. I have found one so far. It was up at the castle. No other spoilers other than that. We have our cereal factory just here. We've got a little village. As we come around into the village, we've got the dairy and there's a fuel station. So our dairy's just there. Got to be careful of the traffic. It doesn't slow down for anyone. Dairy just there. Fuel station just there. We're going to go up this little lane, cross over the bridge. It is after all Riverview, so we might as well get a view of the river while we're here. We're heading across to Stu's farm shop, which is just around up the sides here. So yeah, so we'll take these in on foot, then we'll jump over to the farm, and then we should be able to do a route. A couple of times I will have to backtrack over myself, but I'll show you on the map where we are when we do that, and you can kind of go from there. So, Stu's farm shop, and behind Stu's farm shop we have got the debris crusher. Just there. Stu's farm shop has got 2 sell points. I think one is for grain type things that flow, and the other one just over there I think is more for production chain pallets. A little bit like the one on Oberon. I think it is the one from Oberon, isn't it? Although it's just been swung round, I think. Yeah, Le Jardin de Fermier. So, Two more sell points here. I'm just looking at my list. Carpentry and tailor shop. Yep, and then we'll jump across. I do like the views are really nice. You know, from different angles, you kind of get caught. You sort of see something like that. I like it. It's very nice. The escarpments are a hindrance is the wrong word. It makes the map feel a lot bigger because there are only certain routes you can get to certain places because of the various different escarpments. It will also make logging certain areas a bit more interesting, a bit more challenging if you're into doing your logging. Carpentry is just there, and as we go around, we will go to the tailor shop. That was close. Bit better view of the castle up on the hill. Well, so if there's a better view or not. And tailor shop is just here, so we'll have a quick look at the map to see where we've been so far. So we started here at the machinery store, wandered around the road there, took in the various different sell points, across to Stu's farm shop and the debris crusher, back across, and then those two here. So what we're going to do is jump from there over to the main farm, check all that out. What I'm going to do in between doing that, I'm going to borrow some money because I'm going to need that to buy the other plots. So we are on 100,000 at the moment. I'm just going to borrow some funds. I will see you there momentarily. I've jumped north to the farm. On all three game modes, you do start with a sleep trigger, although on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, it's hidden until you've bought the plot of land. If you don't buy the plot of land, it will still be here, but you just won't necessarily own it at that point. On New Farmer, we start off on 1,299 slots, which was the maximum on FS19. You could have 1,299. So farmhouse is here and should be in the garage. We should have our wardrobe trigger just there. We're going to come down the slope from here. The thing I will say, there are a lot of trees. A little bit like it was on Marwell Manor when that came out on FS19. If you're driving in cab, there's been a few maps like it, not just Marwell Manor. If you're driving in cab, it's not a problem. If you're driving out of cab just behind, there are a lot of trees that sometimes get in the way of your vision. You know what I mean. The shadows aren't too dark, but there are a lot of trees. You'll get the civilians as we go around. Manure heap extension just there. Our cow barn is there, but we're going to look at chickens first. Now, be wary of this. If you do sell any of the main already placed pens, these are modded, but they're not available in build mode. Be aware of that when I say the figures. Chickens here, this will hold 900. But as I say, if we go into our build mode and we go to animals and go across to chickens, there isn't one there for 900. So if you want to keep your 900 chicken pen, don't sell it by accident, because you'll only be able to put 360 back in. That's your chicken coop. The cows are even more bonkers. The cow pen will hold 1,000 cows. So again, don't get rid of it, because there's not 1,001 in there to put back. That will hold 1,000. Here's the one with the robot. If we go from here, we've got workshop trigger. There's an absolute load of machinery and equipment we start with, dotted all around. That's why the slot count is as it is now. The slot count on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch will come down from 1,299 to 1,043. You won't start with any of the machinery, vehicles or equipment, but all of the buildings on all 4 farms will still be on the map. They can be got rid of. If you buy each plot, you can sell all of the buildings. At the moment, because we own this plot, if I go on to demolish, I can, if I want to, demolish and remove all of the buildings. Like I said, be careful though. If you want to demolish this one, you have to own this separate plot to do that. But you can remove absolutely everything. We'll have a look at what that looks like in a moment. As far as vehicles and machinery go, if we go down, you'll see here, we do start with a fair amount of gear. Small tractors, 3 of. Medium tractor, 1. Harvester, wheel loader, and a telehandler. Trailer, we've got fertilizer spreader, sprayers, seeders, subsoilers, power. I mean, loads of gear. There is plenty of equipment. But on the other 2 game modes, Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, you don't have any of that equipment. Just bear that in mind as well. As we go, where are we going to go? Up the hill here. We do have a liquid fertilizer tank here. This is 173,000 litres, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah, 173,500 litres of liquid fertiliser that will hold, which you can buy in increments if you wish. As we go up the slope here, we'll come back around to in a minute. The other cow barn will also hold 1,000. I hope I'm not misremembering that. I'm pretty sure it was 1,000 as well. Yep, no shortage of space for cows. More of our equipment in the barns and buildings up here. And as we swing round up the hill, we've got a large area up here with a big silage clamp. I know some people like their farm spread out a little bit more. Some people prefer it all in one place. You know, horses for courses, and it depends what people prefer. Large silage clamp there. I don't think this is... let me just double check. No, so I don't think these are silage clamps, but they are storage places. And then we've got the Farmer 800,000 litre capacity silo here at this farm with our wheel loader and telehandler just popped up. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll jump in that. We'll jump in that to drive back. Save our weary legs, of course. And as I said before, just also to reiterate, if we go onto our build mode and go on to demolish here, for example, if we click on that, it says, do you want to sell enclosure walls for £12, euros or dollars? So you can sell off sections, you can sell off the whole sections of wall. If you want to open it all up, you absolutely can. That is your prerogative. Let's put this in here. In this building here, we've got our harvester, header trailer, header and forage trailer. More equipment around the sides here, and then around the back here we have got a fuel storage container, 10,000 litre. And then we've got solid fertiliser, 60,000 litre container. Again, there's nothing in those at the moment. You can either put it in yourself or you can get someone to deliver it. I know it's kind of deliver it. And then over here in this last barn and building, we have got 3 tractors in this first one here. And I think we'll grab Massey. No particular reason, I just thought we would. I was a bit puzzled by the sign, in all honesty. As we leave the farm and we head south, it says Newbie Farm. It's a farm. Anyway. So you can see the first of the large escarpments just there. We're going to bung a left and head east, and then start taking in some of the sell points. And I think all of the production chains buildings, I think, are on the map. I'm sure it says in the description that they are. We've got a little bit of driving between a few places, but it gives us a chance to have a look at some of the landscape. There are clusters of trees dotted around, almost like, you know, like man-made, like a planted, my mind's gone blank, nursery of trees, and then you've got your more kind of organic forest areas. But you can see as we're driving on the top of all the posts in amongst the hedges, so removing the hedges, it can, I know some people can find that a bit of a laborious task. It's that catch-22. You might only want to take out a couple of sections and put a gate in, or just open it up so you've got a path through to somewhere. What does the map maker do? You know, it can give you the option to do that, or you press a button and it removes all of the hedges on the map, but then some people don't want that either. So it's a kind of, it's trying to find a balancing act, isn't it, between all of that. Just up to our left there is the Sawmill, which we'll get to as a little track just up here. And like I said, a lot of these, they're not looped tracks. It's one way in, one way out. We'll swing up. With our sawmill as a sell point, or if you want to do it as a production chain, you absolutely can. Your sawmill point is just up here, and the track carries on along. If we go to our map, we've gone along here, and then we've cut across, taken the little tracks to lead the way around. We've come to here and up, and the tracks carry on, so you can do all the forestry all up here, but you can see the edge of the escarpment, and I think you can from the back of the farm here. I think you can get up around there. And up around the back here as well. There's tracks leading all over the place. Yeah. I was going to say something then, and my mind completely... It doesn't matter. It wasn't important. It will come back to me. So, continuing south down the eastern edge of the map, we come to farm number 2. This is less of a farm, I guess, than the next ones we're going to look at as well. There's no silo at this one. We've got a couple of sheds, and we have... Actually, that thing I was going to look for when I did the tour, I turned around and it was kind of amusing, but we'll see. Now, as you can see, there's no triggers or anything at the moment. So, we've come from our sawmill down to here. So, by field 24, if we click on that, it's 84,591. If I click to buy that plot of land and then come back, you'll see the sheep pen has appeared and our triggers are now here. Click on that. This is 1,000 sheep you can put in here. When I turned around before, they're not there. There were deer up there, helium deer, very rare, just up in the air. They were wandering around. They were having a lovely old wander around, but yeah, just in case you come across that, helium deer. They have a very light, delicate meat as far as I know. So from here, continuing south again. Not that you're necessarily interested, but I'm having to read my notes backwards at this point because I worked out a route all the way around, and as I came up this way, this wasn't the route I originally took. I suddenly realised I could go from the farm and do it this way, so part of my notes I've had to draw an arrow to. I'm now doing them in reverse order until I get back on track again. We'll be fine. There might just be a couple of hesitant moments where I'm trying to read my notes, but it'll be fine, don't worry, it's all good. We're still driving around the map, we're still going to see everything. Hope I don't forget anything. See what I mean about the trees? If you're out of cab, sometimes it can just be a little bit difficult for driving, but if you're in cab, it's not a problem at all. It depends on your style of gameplay and driving. We are coming up on the grain mill, and then we'll head a bit further south to the oil mill. These are a little bit more remote than some of the other sell points. And again, why I think it makes the map feel bigger, because you have to drive out to these different places. They're not all clustered in one place. We sweep up here and through the trees. We've got the grain mill, part of the production chains. Sell point, but if you want to buy it, you can. And then from here, down to the oil mill. We've got a few different, I suppose, lakeside properties, I guess they are. There's some really nice views as you go around. It's a very different map. It feels very different to Maypole Farm. I think because of the escarpments everywhere. A lot more trees. It doesn't feel as open. I wouldn't go so far as to say claustrophobic. It doesn't feel you're enclosed too much. And then you get to other areas where it opens out and you've got fields, you know. It's, yeah, very different map. You can tell it's by the same map maker, same sort of colour palette and lighting and that kind of thing, but it's yeah, very different. So, oil mill on the lake, or could be estuary, sea, whatever. Oil mill point is just around there. There we go. Again, production chain if you want to do it. Then from here, now where have we been? From the sheep, came all the way down, followed that all the way around there to the grain mill. We've now come all the way down here to the oil mill. We're going to cut across the river, and we've got the last two farms. So our farm is farm 1. I've just numbered them just as I go around the route. We've done farm 2 where the sheep were. So we've got farm 3, farm 4 we'll get to. We might have to take a quick detour up to there. That's Average Vikings Cheese Dairy. It's kind of one of those ones, we've done that cluster, we're going to go around that way. It's kind of out of the way of the route, so... But it is Average Vikings Cheese Dairy. I mean, honestly, we don't have to drive to it. That's what the sell point is. It's there. I guess that would make more sense rather than driving all the way out there and back again. So, crossing the river. We come to what I'm numbering as farm 3, but it's just, you know, one of the 4 farms. So that the second one was sheep. This is pigs. I like this because you've got the pig pen area out here, and you've got all these sort of lower waterlogged kind of areas. You can just imagine the pigs rolling around that. Again, no triggers or anything on here. If we go to our map, we are now at this point here. This bit here will set you back 119,680. If we buy that plot of land, come out, triggers are now here. We have a farmer 500,000 litre. I think it's 500,000 litre, pretty sure it is. We've got a manure heap extension for our manure, a couple of barns and buildings. I'm pretty sure all the farm equipment and machinery is at the main farm, because you might never buy these farms, in which case it'd be daft to have stuff hidden here, but you never know, do you? You never know. And this will hold, I'm pretty sure this is 1,000 pigs as well. So again, just be very wary if you decide to sell everything off and then think, oh, I wouldn't mind 1,000 pigs in that location. So this will do 1,000 pigs. Pretty cool. From here, like I say, we won't drive all the way out to average Vikings cheese dairy. It is there. I kind of showed it on the map. We're going to take a left to the grape processing plant. I believe I keep going on the wrong side of the road. Sort that out. Yeah, grape processing plant. It's coming up on the left. And then Farm 4 is hidden right away. But there's loads this one. This is the second biggest, I guess. You can take the left there. That takes you up onto the escarpment. There's loads of logging to be done up there if you want to do some more forestry. Come past the large silage clamp. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot at the main farm. I was going to show you a picture of what it looks like if you get rid of all the buildings. I forgot. So, again, plot of land. No, not that one. Not that one. Just here. This one set it back 108 grand. If we buy that, come out. We've got another farmer 500 silo. We've got another manure heap. Chickens 320. Bit more standard, I guess. Cow pen 80. Again, a bit more standard, not 1,000 in that one. But we do have far more animals here. We've got sheep pen just there for 65. We've got horses at 14. I think it's 14. Yep. And through there, we've got pigs kind of hidden away in this little alcove is the wrong word. It's not an alcove. There we go. 270 pigs. All tucked away. Yeah. Very cool. I'm annoyed about that. You know what? I'm going to jump there now. Bear with me a second. Okay, I jumped here very quickly. So, if you come on here, if you buy all of the plots of land that have got the animals on, so we've looked at all four now. So we've got this one, the one with the sheep, one with the pigs, and then the last one we just looked at that had all the different animals. If you buy all those plots and you decide, you know what, I'm going to clear them out completely, I'm going to get rid of everything, so I can get the slots as low as you can go. You can still remove, there's walls and hedges and all sorts of stuff, but if I remove all of the pens and stuff from up here at this main farm, it will look a little bit like this. And if you do remove them all from the entire map, I got the slot count down. 1,299, new farmer. Farm management start from scratch, 1,043. No vehicles and machinery, but all the buildings. Get rid of all of those, I got it down to 795. So you can get it a lot lower, and again, you probably can get it even lower than that. That was including these buildings up here and the ones up there. All of the other farms, I got rid of everything, 795. Let's go back to our regularly scheduled programming. So, leaving our alcove behind, I'm going to sort the alcove. Alcove farm. Am I back on track? I think I'm back to my regular notes as well, that's good. Whew, that makes life a little bit easier. We go left past the sugar mill, which is just on the right there. And then again, we're going to head north. We're going to come midway across the map. We're going to head north, taking some of the sell points and up towards the castle. Then I'm going to have to do a bit of driving back over myself, so what I'll do is we'll skip that a little bit because you'll have seen the routes anyway. All the roads, I say pretty much all the roads, it's very windy, again, which I think helps give that feeling of the map being a lot bigger. So we head north. You kind of get that feeling now, don't you, for the escarpments. A lot of rise and fall here and there, and certain routes will take you to certain places. If we swing in just here, we come into the livestock market. On our right hand side, the sell point just there is Moondog's Farmers Market. The left, we've got Bipolar Profits Livestock Market sell point. And then over here we've got our livestock market for buying and selling our animals. So that's kind of the livestock market point. From here we're going to continue. We are going to be climbing because we're going to be heading up there. So it's wrong side of the road again. Sell point just up there. Then just past that there's access to the castle on foot. I'm not sure how many collectibles are on the map. I think it might be like Obeleron. Was it 20 on Obeleron? I'm trying to think. They're worth a lot more, but I'm sure there's only they're cartridges. All I've found so far is a cartridge. That's not to say there's not mixes of other things. And again, I'm probably sure the amount of days this map's been out now already, people have probably done videos showing where they all are and that kind of thing. But on our left, the bakery, and access round the back for putting your products into the bakery. And then just past it there's a little footpath that can take you up to the castle. Just stop there a second. I mean, you can work your way up there any way you want, really. It's just up there. Like I say, I'm not going to spoil where the cartridge is, but follow the track up. You can go all up to the castle and have a wander around. Lovely, that's nice, isn't it? Look at that. That's the photograph there, isn't it? Back to the tractor now. This is where I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So if I go back to the map, we have come from the two farms there. We came out past the sugar mill. We've come up here to the livestock market and the two sell points there. We've swung all the way around and come up here and parked the tractor just there at the bakery, and the castle's just there overlooking the village. We're going to go all the way back down that road now, back to here, and taking the last 2 points. We've got Spinnery and biogas plant we're going to be taking a look at. Coming back down to where we teed off. It's like playing golf, but turned at the T junction. We're now going to be going this way, down to the southwest corner of the map. Where we will find Gamer Dragon TV's Spinnery. Like I said, there's some really big, wide open spaces, and it really does feel like there's different sections to the map. So Spinnery down here. Very nice indeed. So heading north, up the western side of the map now, we are going to be heading to the biogas plant. Whoa, didn't see him, sorry. Now that is a better view of the castle off to the right, isn't it? I've got to keep an eye out because I've got to remember where the turning was. Because this is another one. To get to the biogas plant, you've got one way in, one way out. If I miss it, it's game over, man. Hopefully not. Yes, here we are. Just here. Good thing as well is the biogas plant is not too expensive. This is one of the ones where you buy the biogas plant, not the land. If we swing around here, a couple of large silage clamps just up the top of the hill. If we swing round, the biogas plant, I think it's only 120 grand or something, 118,000? 181. Got my digits around the wrong way. 181,312. That's still pretty good though for a biogas plant of this size and calibre. So, that's the map. That's all the sell points. If we go from here, if we go back to the map, we come from the spinnery all up there to the biogas plant. We come back down that track and onto the roads again. We follow the road round, brings us to the tailor shop where we were when we started off at the beginning. Now, there's a couple of tracks that lead up here. There's some more forestry. Haven't been all up there. There's no sell points or anything I was going to show you. But again, if you're on the hunt for cartridges, you're probably going to end up looking around a lot more of the map. It is... Oh, there you go. Look, there's the helium deer. Look. I told you they existed. You didn't believe me. It's true. Did they pop? That's a bit gruesome. I think it might be down there now. Yeah. Oh no, there's still one up there. There's still a few. Like I said, very light meat. Very nice. But yeah, very different to Maypole Farm. Very... I'm really struggling to put my finger on... It's the escarpments. That's what makes it all very different. The different levels of terrain, and you've got to take certain routes. I know I've mentioned it already. I know I've talked about it already, but yeah, that's the map. That's Riverview Farm by CavalierRoy. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape, or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.